Hey, we're in week 4. How you guys feeling? I hope you're feeling. I look forward to seeing what you guys learn this week and how you discuss. And so, week 4 is going to cover an area that is also important to the management of people or to the success actually of the organization. Because when you think about it, if an organization intends to compete and to compete well, and if they compete through their people, they must make sure that they take the utmost care in actually choosing those people that they hire to become members in their organization. And so this week is all about employee selection. And when a company decides who to select, they go through a series of tests to make sure that the person that they are hiring are actually the right fit for the job. That they're not just putting them in a position or just trying to fill a seat. So the selection process is also important to the overall goals of the organization. So as we go through this week, you will understand how important this element is. You will also cover the area of interviewing. And if any of you are like me, interviews make me super nervous because you just never know what to expect. But understand this, because I've sat on both sides of the interview table, that the people who are actually interviewing you may be just as nervous as you are. And think about this, they are seeing not only if you are the good fit for them, you are actually seeing if they are a good fit for you. And so they understand that when they're sitting on the other side of that table. So this week, you're going to cover those specific areas. You're going to look at different tests that companies use in their selection process and the different techniques that they use as well. You'll also look at the legal side of actually testing employees, the different type of questions that you can actually ask them, especially when it comes to the interview or selecting. You want to make sure that you are not discriminating in any way, shape, or form, because as we learned in chapter 2, you can get your company into a lot of trouble for that. So um, as you go through this week, again, if you have any questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. Now, this week, we're going to cover 2 chapters, chapter 6 and chapter 7. Okay, chapter 6 is going to be the employee testing and selection, and chapter 7 is actually going to be a full chapter of just talking about the interview process, the different types of interviews, and different questions that can and cannot be asked. You will have 2 discussion questions this week, and you will have your simulation staff and assignment to do this week. Because as you have covered in this in chapters in the previous chapter and last week, where you talked about personnel planning and job analysis and things like that, you will actually cover some of those things in these assignments that we'll get ready to be doing for the rest of the term. So when we look at the staffing assignment that you're going to do, it's all about finding the right people to put in the positions that the company is needs. So you'll look at areas of employee turnover, the production goals of the company, and this is all in the simulation, and you'll see that. But it gives you practice of projecting staffing needs. Because companies have to do that. They have to see, as we learned in the previous chapter, what needs are we going to have in the future in that forecasting that they do, so that you can make the right hiring decisions. And in the simulation, you're going to um, be hiring, or you're going to be promoting. You might be hiring from the outside, or or promoting from within. But what you want to pay attention to as you go through the simulation, especially when you get to the forecasting assignment, is that when you make a decision to promote from within, because that's a good thing. Promote it from within is always good. It makes your people feel engaged, it keeps them happy. But you always remember, when you move one and promote it up, you have to fill that position that you took them from. So as we go through simulation, you'll be making sure that you keep that in mind. Again, if you have any questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out